to my channel. I'm so glad you're here today. Today I decided to do the Christmas tag. I didn't even know this was a thing until earlier today, and I had kind of like a different video planned, but that one can wait because I'm thinking, you know what? Christmas time only is here for so long. Also, I am getting over a cold, so there's a slight little bit of that lingering in my throat, so I apologize for me sounding kind of like stuffed up. Let's just jump straight into the Christmas tag. Let's load this bad boy up. Okay, so first question, what is your favorite Christmas film? So my favorite Christmas film, if I had to pick one, would be White Christmas with Bing Crosby and Danny Kaye. I kind of have this crush on Danny Kaye, and I've always had a crush on him. Like, I don't know, I've watched his videos ever since I was a little girl, so I think it's just the element of him so charming and hilarious, and he's just so hilarious, and I fall for him. But anyway, if you guys haven't seen White Christmas, it's kind of cheesy. No, it's really cheesy. It's a musical, but it's so sweet, and there's like the little bit of romance, there's the cheesiness, and there's like that showbiz element to it. I don't want to spoil too much. Most of you have hopefully seen that movie. One of my favorite parts is when Bing Crosby and Danny Kaye dress up as the two lead girls in the movie to perform their act, and it's like the sister song. Oh my gosh, my sisters and I go around the house singing sisters, sisters, and we have a good time with that song, for sure. Question number 2, where do you usually spend your holiday? So normally, well, okay, Christmas is normally divided into 2 days for me, Christmas Eve and Christmas Day. Some people don't really do much on Christmas Eve. So Christmas part 1, on Christmas Eve, we go to my grandparents on my mother's side. We go to their house. And this is the one day of the year where I feel like we see the most aunts and uncles and cousins all at once. And we have our Italian lasagna family recipe, and it's a fun time. So Christmas part 2, Christmas Day, we just celebrate it at home, and we've done that every year as well. We're definitely a family of tradition, so we like to do the same things. It's not that we won't do the same things, it's just, you know, it's something that we like to do. So we have our Christmas at our house, nice and cozy in our pajamas. We come out around like 8:30. When we were littler, we came out earlier, and we open our gifts by the tree, and that's a great time. And most of the days pretty chill because we've set up the house for guests to come over, although my mom's probably still in the kitchen most of the time because she's making the Christmas dinner, which is usually ham or turkey or chicken marsala or steak and fettuccine alfredo, my favorite. They're all so good though. And then we have some family from my dad's side come over, and both sets of grandparents, and it's just a nice relaxed evening. We have 2 tables set up because there's, you know, too much to fit at one, and it's just a nice chill day. I just exited out of my tag. Oh no, I literally can't find my Christmas tag anymore. Okay, I lost that tag that I was on, so we're on a new tag. Turns out there's a lot more than I thought. I randomly came across that Christmas tag, and then I went and typed out Christmas tag, and I couldn't find it. Dang it. So anyway, this one's great too. It says, use one noise to describe how excited you are for Christmas. No, stars. Okay, so next question is your Christmas tree real or fake? My Christmas tree has always been fake, for a couple reasons. For one, the maintenance of a Christmas tree is something that we've just never really been too much into. I've heard that you can get really itchy, and like you can almost have like an allergic reaction to your tree, and a lot of my family has like very sensitive sinusness. I also have a wood stove, so I've heard that it can be kind of dangerous, or it can dry out your tree. There's just a couple things. So we have always enjoyed having a fake tree. I know nothing else. To me, it works great. We get it out of the box. We get a new one every, you know, 5-10 years, and we take it out and we assemble it. And the one we have right now actually really tall, but it just it like folds up, and it's just so easy. It's pre-lit. What is your all-time favorite holiday food / sweet treat? Well, you can't do that to me. You can't say food and then treat. Like, a food's a food and a treat's a treat. Like, I can't. Honestly, my favorite holiday food would have to be my grandmother's homemade lasagna recipe that's been passed down from like my great-great-grandma. Something like that. Favorite treat? There's so many. That noise I just made. I really love the soft, chewy candy cane treats. Those are really good. I also love a treat that my sister Anna and my mom make every Christmas. And all of us kids have our own treats we make with my mom during Christmas time, and hers happens to be a peanut butter cup recipe, and it is just really good. It is just one of my favorite things to eat. Okay, next question. It says, what is the worst present you've ever received? So, I actually have an answer for this. And it was all really for fun, and it was a joke. I was kind of young at the time though, so I guess I had my heart set on something good, even though I knew it was, she must have told me it was supposed to be a joke. But my dear sister Natalie got me a gift, an extra gift, and I was excited to open up this mystery gift. She probably prefaced that it was a gag gift, but I just remember being really disappointed, very young, probably under 10 years old. I opened up this box and I would shake it, and for days I was wondering what it was. It was freaking denture cleanser. She got me denture cleanser just as a gag gift, and now I would have laughed really hard, and then I was just like, this is so great. It's denture cleanser. And bless Natalie's heart for having a sense of humor and doing something fun. It was not at all unfair. All I can remember from it was just for whatever reason, I was really disappointed in this gag gift. It's a gag gift. Come on, Kristina. Next question would be, what would be your dream place to visit for the holiday season? Disneyland in California, for sure. I love Disney, and Disneyland's the happiest place on earth, and blah blah blah, and I don't know, they just really go all out with their parades and their decorations, and everything would be like a winter wonderland, and I just die of happiness. Okay, so the next question is, do you make New Year's resolutions and do you stick to them? Definitely two separate questions right there. Yes, I do make New Year's resolutions. No, I do not always stick to them, but who does? I feel like I've gotten better at knowing myself over the years, and I've realized that I don't need to make these huge plans for New Year's resolutions, because I'll also get really disappointed in myself if I don't accomplish it. So I make tangible goals, and then I'll dream about a few things here and there, and I might still write them down, but I don't feel like I'm as hard on myself as I used to be. I used to think, okay, I'm going to, whatever, and if I hadn't done it all by the end of the year, or I hadn't, whatever it was, I would just be so I didn't do it, I didn't do anything this year, and that's why I like to write down tangible things and then just see what have I done in this year? And in the beginning of this year, of 2017, I wrote down that I wanted to finally put up my first YouTube video. I didn't say that I wanted to hit a certain amount of subscribers, and I didn't want to put down a amount of videos or commitments for how many times I post in a month or a week. I just wrote that I wanted to finally put my first video and just, get started, and I wanted to go. And that's a tangible New Year's resolution. And here I am making YouTube videos. So yes, I do like to write down New Year's resolutions. I think it's a good time to start fresh, but not to be too hard on yourselves. You know what I'm saying? Don't get too bummed, and don't think up anything too strict and crazy, because we're all human and we all have the day-to-day, and soon enough New Year's feeling will fade into just the end of winter, early spring, your year will go on, and you won't have that New Year's buzz, which is okay. That is life, right? So not to be discouraging, no, not at all, just to encourage you to make tangible New Year's resolutions. Okay, so the next question is, what is the best part about Christmas for you? The best part about Christmas for me is the fact that we get to all think about and celebrate Jesus Christ coming to earth as a little baby. And a lot of people who celebrate Christmas aren't Christians, and maybe they have different beliefs, or maybe they don't know what they believe. But for a Christian, it can be really special, and it really brings, you know, the reason to the season. And, you know, just to take a moment to realize, like, the blessings that we have in family. And a lot of people feel like Christmas is commercialized and too much hustle and bustle and this and that, but it doesn't have to be for you. It doesn't have to feel commercialized if you don't let it. If you know why you're celebrating Christmas, then it's not commercialized, you know? If you're stressing about all the gifts you're gonna get and you're wanting to spend more money than you have and this and that, and you're all caught up in that, you're not really getting into the real meaning of Christmas. So that can actually be pretty nice to just sit back and go, okay, this season is not to stress. This season is not to feel anxious and busy and late to do this and that. It's good to just sit down and enjoy it and really think about the real reason why we're celebrating Christmas. Okay, so that got a little deep, but next question says, you have been granted one Christmas wish, what will it be? I really want a puppy, really bad. I don't actually put it on my wish list though, because I know that I'm not gonna get one until I move out of the house because my family has allergies. There's no way I'm gonna let my dog be outside the whole time. So my Christmas wish would be to get a little golden retriever puppy. Like, you know those videos where you see people just like, they get a puppy for Christmas? That would be so awesome. It's not really gonna happen, but you know, like in a perfect world, that would be my wish for Christmas. It's a golden retriever puppy. I've always told people that a golden retriever puppy would be my first child. And like, I truly believe it. So you know what, one day, probably when I moved out and married, and you know, that will be our little baby. Oh, I can't wait. So really, halfway, sort of, not really at all, I kind of sort of maybe get this wish granted by the fact that I request a golden retriever puppy calendar every year, and Santa does come through and bring it for me every year. So that's as close as I get, but that's okay. Like, you know, there are things that we wait for. We wait for different stages in life. Why do we always have to go into like deeper, like, topics? Like, why do I always like go into that whole like, there comes a time in life when we are rewarded with what our heart has patiently awaited, blah, 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 blah. You know what I'm saying? I find this question funny. It says, when do you get excited for Christmas? When am I not excited for Christmas? That would be a better question, and the answer would probably be never. I always want Christmas time. It will even be like awesome summer days, and I'll be like, yeah, this is great, but I really want Christmas time. Like, Christmas time is it's just such a sweet, awesome time. It's the most wonderful time of the year. So these next questions are like Coke or Pepsi kind of questions. Candy canes or gingerbread men? Candy canes. White lights or colored lights? Colored lights. With white lights in them. PJs or regular clothes during Christmas presents? How is that a question? PJs. Next question. Are you a pro present wrapper or do you fail miserably? It depends on the year. I would say more towards the side of not being a pro, more towards the fail. But you know what? It takes me so long that I refuse to fail. So it's just, you know. I wish I could wrap presents really well. My mom could wrap presents really well and really fast. But over all the years having 5 kids, she probably figured out real quick how to be quick and still make it look okay. Or maybe it is just Santa's elves. Of course they'd be good at that. Actually, yes, I take it all back. It was probably Santa's elves. Yeah, they're good. Okay, next question. When did you realize the truth about Santa? I don't remember how old I was, but I was probably around 6 or 7 because we had been in this house that we're living at, and we moved here when I was just about 4. So I think we had been here for maybe a couple years. I had said something about Santa, And I remember my mom and I were sitting on the couch by the fire. We were in front of the Christmas tree. Mom very gently said, you know, it's always been really fun to pretend in Santa Claus, and that's something we've always done, and isn't this a great time of year to pretend this? Like, it was a great way of breaking it to me, but my brain was just like, we've been pretending this whole time? Okay, I'll admit, like, I got teary-eyed. I shed a tear that day for sure. It was a bit emotional for me because I already am a gullible person, and I was convinced that Santa was real. I mean, obviously he is, obviously. And you know what? I'm really glad she let me believe what I did as a little kid, that Santa Claus was real, and he was like, you know, flying in the sky on our way home from our grandparents, and the little red blinking radio tower was Rudolph's nose, and we had to rush in bed because Santa's gonna come, and that was magical. And like, that's what being a little kid is for, and it's totally worth that day of, you know, growing up and getting disappointed. I was okay by the end of the day. I probably just had a candy cane and watched some Rudolph, and I was fine. I was actually just talking to my sister Natalie the other day about this, and she said she actually never really fully believed in Santa. She always just pretended. But, you know, we're different people. I'm much more gullible, so he was the real deal for me. This says, sing a line from your favorite Christmas song. Ugh, okay, I really love Hark the Herald Angels Sing. Me. Oh dear, singing with a cold. Peace on earth and mercy mild, God and sinners reconcile. Joyful all ye nations rise, join the triumph of the skies. With angelic hosts proclaim, Christ is born in Bethlehem. Hark the herald angels sing, glory to the newborn King. Okay, last question. He says, use one noise to describe how excited you are for Christmas. I have a cold. This doesn't work. All right, you guys. So I hope you enjoyed this video, and I hope you had fun following along. Keep smiling and have a wonderful day. Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Oh, airplane. Why do I always flail my arms when I'm talking? From Italy. My Italiano lasagna a recipe. I love it so much. And bless Natalie's heart. Oh, staticky hair. I hate the feeling of staticky hair so much. And this sweater and my freshly washed / curled hair is like, ah! Just sitting in front of a camera, being a weirdo. That's really fun to do. Coke or Pepsi? Kind of questions. Kind of. P to the J's. I don't know what that was. Yay! I'm so excited. This is awkward. This is an awkward thing because if I start screaming, that's annoying.